Hi everyone, Shane Monroe here, SMSL PL100. It's a CD player, but not like probably anything you've ever seen before. This is a portable CD player that you can run off of just about any sort of power source you want, but it also has a built-in DAC so that you can output music to a receiver. You can do tons of stuff with this thing. It's really neat. I'm excited to be able to unbox this and talk about it today. Now, I paid full price. This is not a sponsored video. I really wanted some sort of a means of playing CDs that was elegant. So here's the manual, and English is not first. I thought that was kind of interesting. You have to turn to the back of the manual to get English. Kind of nice. I mean, listen, folks, it's a CD player. I mean, how much do you need to know? But here's the specifications if you want to look, right? It's got all sorts of stats here for you to see. And we'll talk about that in just a minute. Here's the remote, which has several buttons that don't do anything, which I thought was interesting, along with a breakdown of the back. And we're going to talk about all this stuff in a minute. And there's instructions. It's a CD player, guys. Come on. Do you need an instruction book? Maybe. This is kind of cool. It's like a little swag card. Feels like a credit card. Okay, so let's take a look at the cables that are included. All right, so here we go. Here is a USB-A to USB-C. Now remember, these are for power. There's no data out from this. Here's the other cable. It's USB-C to USB-C. Again, power cable only. And here's the remote. I couldn't believe that something like this would actually have a remote. This really makes it something that you could put anywhere. You could put in your media center. You could put on a table across from your desk, whatever. Peel that plastic right off. Okay. Yeah, it's a nice little fully function remote. What else do you want to know? I mean, that's great. Now let's take a look at the unit itself. First off, it's heavy. Oh, wow. I did not expect it to be heavy, but it's made with metal, not plastic. That's the sort of thing that happens when you have something durable. Let's get some of this crap out of the way so we can look at this little guy proper. And voila! Okay, so maybe it's not much to look at. It's pretty plain, right? There's a little plastic cover on here, a self-loading slot. The plastic makes me mental. I got to get this off. Then we'll tear this thing apart. Let me see if I can get this. It's not coming off. Maybe I'll get it later. All right, so here we have it. Let's take a look at the back here. We have power in, which is 5 volt, 2 amps. That's kind of tough. RCA, headphone jack, optical out, and coaxial. Dude, whatever you want to plug in. I got an optical cable here we're going to use. I found it at Goodwill. That'll be cool. I can plug that into my receiver. And of course, coax if you happen to have equipment that'll handle that. So you're pretty much covered. And the fact that you can actually use this as a player, like you could plug a set of headphones in and just listen to it. That is way cool. All right. Well, this thing is like totally heavy. It's well durable. I think I might have scratched the face of this thing a little bit trying to get that plastic off. Oh, well. Here we go. Here's our buttons on the front. The back, there's really nothing on the sides. What we're going to do is we're going to plug in my Steam Deck power supply. Now, this should have plenty of voltage and amps to make this thing work out. Let's see. Okay, it's plugged in. All right. Oh, there we go. Now, this little display here is so cool. It's almost like a high-res. It feels like a high-res display. Look at that. It's almost like vector. It's almost like a vector graphic display. I don't know how else to explain it. It's easy to see in person, harder to see on the video. All right, so here we go. This is that old Navy disc that I had on one of my Thrift runs not too long ago. I'm going to see how this works. It just pulls it right in, sucks it in nice and smooth, input tray. Here we go. We got our display, 12 tracks, 45 minutes, and let's hit play. There you go. And again, the way that display updates is cool. And you have volume up and volume down, so you can use your onboard headphones. This is so cool. I'm not sure I love the buttons. They feel, I don't know, I'm sure they're fine, but they just feel a little bit funny. So here's our headphone jack. So we could put a pair of headphones in and listen, and you don't have to hook it up to a stereo. You don't have to hook it up to a receiver. You don't have to hook it up to speakers. You literally can just plug in some standard old headphones in there. It's so sleek and nice. It's heavy though. It's very heavy. So I'm going to stuff a burned CD in here. This is just a music CD I burned. And let's see if it'll load and read it. It says it will, but you know, hey, let's trust but verify, shall we? There we go. 18 tracks, 68 minutes. And there we go. Looks like it's going to play. All right. Well, passes that test. And the eject button is right there. along with the stop. So stop and eject are the same thing. You have pause play, which is also, by the way, the power button. Now, I thought the eject button was the power button. So you'll see me a few times in the video trying to hold that down to shut it off. And if I were smart, I would have looked a little bit closer because the play pause actually has a little power little icon next to it. So for giggles, I burned an MP3 and a FLAC mix disc. This is just a regular CD, not a music CD. All right, so let's see what we get. I expect the MP3s to play, but not necessarily the FLACs. So we get an MP3 indicator, and there's 4 tracks. So 4 of these were MP3s, 2 were FLACs, and you can see that it's just going to skip the FLACs altogether. But let's see if they play. I better skip past that. But they are definitely playing. A little something I know won't get me hit on YouTube.
Woo, you sure gotta climb a lot of steps.
And this is a low quality MP3 that I thought would be fun to try it. So there you go. MP3s work fine, no FLAC, but I didn't expect it to do FLAC anyway. But at least you know if you happen to have these mix discs laying around, they work okay too. Let's put some batteries in this remote. Make sure that we can turn it off with the remote at least. This was back when I didn't know what the hell I was doing. And we're going to try powering it by a battery pack. Now, this is the Anker 737. This is a beast pack. I have no doubt it's going to totally work with this thing. And of course it does. Fantastic. So this suddenly becomes a portable CD player. Now, it's heavy, it's big, it's not what you would consider a Discman by any stretch of the imagination. But if you're traveling, you want to go to the hotel, yeah. So here's my optical cable that I got, and we're going to try to hook this guy up. Sorry for the dust and the weird lighting here. So there's my optical cable plugged in. It's working off of the battery, and I've got a disc in there playing. See here, it's optical to my receiver, and my cat's wanting to video bomb. And there you go. I mean, it's literally, can you drop it anywhere that you can hook it up. So for giggles, I dug out an old boom box that I got at Goodwill, $7. Now it does have a CD player, of course, of its own, if it actually opens. And this one actually does work, but why not use the auxiliary in and use it for my brand new CD player? Got this disc of 80s tunes, probably will give me kick band for playing them, but let's take a look at how this works. So this is being powered again by a battery. I got a standard audio out, 69 minutes. I got this set for aux in, and it's a jump around. I got the remote in my pocket. This actually has very nice sound for being a CD player. I got mega bass and the whole bit. I'm not going to play much of these because I'll get kick banned. But I can actually sit at my desk now and listen to great tunes and use the remote. Play from here. Sound is crisp as hell too. Look at this long lead in. Yeah, we know this isn't going to last long. How great is that? So perfect use, go down, buy yourself, instead of having a receiver or something, you can have something nice. This even has a cassette deck. I don't remember if this cassette deck works, but you can buy these things with busted belts and everything else at Goodwill, pay pennies on the dollar, get $5 or $6, get yourself a nice little boombox and complement this CD player just fine. If using a battery isn't your thing and you don't happen to have a Steam Deck adapter, I highly recommend the TeckNet 65 watt power supply. I'll leave a link in the description below. I've got like 4 of these kicking around the house. I love them. I use them all the time. And if using the included cable, it will work absolutely fine for powering your hopefully brand new little CD player. So of course the last test is to put a pair of headphones on, and I was looking around and realized I don't really have a great pair of headphones. So I went out and picked up this, the ATH M30X. They sound really great, about 75 bucks. And yeah, they sound fantastic. They're super comfortable. So the headphone jack checks out, plenty of amplification, even if you like your music loud. So yeah, I'm saying this is the full meal deal. This CD player really is the CD player for everyone. All right, well, with the field test done, I think it's time to look at the pros and cons. It's got a really good DAC. You can search the part number yourself. Outputs are for everybody, right? Whether you've got optical, a headphone jack, coaxial, whatever you need, it's already back there, including RCA. It's a completely self-contained player. Drop a battery on it and you're good to go. Quality construction, it's actually made out of metal. It's heavy, it's durable, it feels solid. It does not feel cheap and nasty. MQA, if you want to pass through high-res audio to another more capable DAC, you have that available. And it's only, and I use only because still $100 is $100. It's $106. And if you were to go out and price similar items like this, you would find that they're a lot more expensive. Of course, the cons are it's over $100. That's not an impulse buy pretty much for anybody. You have to really be wanting and needing some sort of a CD conveyance to pay that kind of money. It's heavy, it's bulky, you know, it's not a Discman. You're not going to stick it in your pocket or in your shirt or your hoodie and carry it around with you. And last but not least, the clickety buttons. I'm kind of warming up to them the more that I use it, but if I had to say anything negative about it, it would probably be that. Well, listen, I hope you like what we're doing here. If you do, like, subscribe, hit the bell. You guys know what to do. And I hope you enjoyed this. I'm Shane R. Monroe. Thanks so much for watching. Take care, and we'll see you next time.